It's your boy Straight Boss OV8 from Straight Smoke Gaming, and we're here to give you the yay or nay. It is Friday, and that means it's yay or nay. Yay or nay on this channel is where we take a vehicle that is on sale for the week in GTA 5 Online, and we give you a breakdown on whether we feel that it is worth the sale price or not. How we do that is we look at its offense, defense, and its grinder's worth. Is it going to help you make money? And our choices were very slim this week. And the first choice was the Ardent off warstock.com. Not that we always pick weaponized vehicles, but for the most part, this series is for weaponized vehicles. Rockstar doesn't always do that with the sales, though. But there are only two choices: the Ardent, which we did a yay or nay on that you could check out. We did that yay or nay a couple months ago, or the Weaponized Tampa. And this week we went with the Weaponized Tampa, because we haven't done it yet. You see here is a muscle car. It comes with a stock machine gun onto the top, and it also has much more than just that machine gun, as you will end up finding out later on here in the video. It is on sale for just under $1 million. I believe that is the trade price, though, as well. You can get the trade price in MOC missions. I believe that's the case. I don't know. It's been so long since I've had this vehicle, I can't quite remember, honestly. But I think it's either that or it's in the CEO office. One of the two. That's where you get the trade price. Definitely get the trade price for it. Don't spend full price for it. So there's your car. It's a muscle car, as you can see here, and you need to have MOC or an Avenger to modify this vehicle. If you don't, it's pretty much just going to be a muscle car. I mean, you can't take this into a custom shop and upgrade the tires, the engine, the brakes, the suspension, transmission, turbo, none of that. So you're going to need an Avenger or an MOC to modify this vehicle. And here I'm in the Avenger, and we're going over just some of the stuff here. The armor plating. I wanted my car to look like a muscle car, so I did not put the armor plating, the heavy chassis armor. I did not do that because I didn't want my car to look like the Arena War bullcrap. I wanted it to look like a weaponized Tampa. So anyway, here's the weapons. You got missiles, you got a mortar, and you got the minigun to choose from. And it's been so long that I didn't even know that I didn't have missiles on this car. Now, do note it does not say homing missiles. Those are free fire missiles, but they're missiles nonetheless. And actually, that's relatively cheap for this car to be shooting explosives. So it's definitely worth $85,000 if you're going to get the car. The mortars, I'm not a fan of the mortars just because I want it to look like a muscle car. I didn't like how it looked, so I went against it. Instead, I got the proximity mines instead. And here you got your minigun. You got your stock minigun, which is the only one gun, or you can get the dual remote minigun, which is obviously two miniguns on the roof. So, now that all the customization's out of the way, let's start testing this car out. Here we're doing a speed test, as we always do in a yay or nay, against another car. What's the other most famous car that has missiles? But the Deluxo. So here I'm racing the Deluxo. I'm racing Big Hoss here. The Deluxo, I'm able to do the muscle car wheelie boost at the beginning, and it works really well there at the start, and I hang on to the lead for that short race and win it. Now the Deluxo is very quick though, and it was going to pass me without a doubt. But the Tampa is pretty quick. I mean, I'm not going to say it's slow by any means. So yeah, it's quick. Here we're doing a bullet test, as we do most yay or nay, and I wanted Haas to be in his Tampa because he has the heavy armor plating, and you can see the heavy armor doesn't help against bullets whatsoever. So the bullet test, not looking good. So with it not doing anything against bullets, stopping them, slowing them up, or anything, I was like, well, what is the armor? What does the heavy armor on the chassis do? And so we did this RAM test here. We got Jay Cutts Stromberg after he got kicked out of the session, and it looks like the armor plating looks like it might help with a little more ram power than without it. Not much. Maybe that's why the heavy armor on the chassis is relatively cheap. And here we're going to the explosives test. Let's see how explosive resistant these vehicles are. You can see there, one weaponized Tampa to another. Mine did not have the armor plating, so it did not do so well. Now let's see if this heavy armor plating does anything for this Tampa against an RPG. And I think you could guess what happens. There you have it. The heavy armor for the chassis is cosmetic only. Defense is not looking so good on this car thus far. Okay, now let's start going into the offense, and probably the most notable is the big miniguns on top of the car here. Here, I think it's kind of self-explanatory that this car is going to tear through a regular car rather quickly. So I had Haas call out his Kuruma, which is pretty bullet resistant, and I just wanted to see how long it takes for this minigun to do its job against the bullet resistant vehicle. And he's here in his Kuruma, and it takes about 33 seconds before I explode the Kuruma. So 33 seconds is all it lasted. So the minigun does do its job. Now going on to another weapon of choice, and we're using Haas's because I don't have the mortars, but we're going with the mortars. And here we recommend to use the mortars while driving. It will give you a better chance, as you're going to see what happens. And this will also show you a good strategy on how to defeat Tampa that is shooting the mortars out at you. Coming up right here. Yeah, so if they're shooting mortars and you have any type of armored vehicle that can withstand it, drive up right behind it, because they will end up blowing themselves up. Also, speaking of the mortars and the missiles as well, they both cap out at 20. You only get 20, so keep that in mind. As with most vehicles, you only get 20 missiles and you only get 20 mortars. So okay, let's go ahead and break down the grades. Here you can see me using the machine gun, the dual miniguns. You just got to get used to the right stick controlling the miniguns. It can go all the way around 360, and the missiles are free fire. Remember, they are free fire, not homing. So let's go ahead and judge the offense. The offense, I'm going to give it an 8. This car, it's a weaponized Tampa, and Lord, is it weaponized. You got missiles, free fire, but that's okay. You got the dual minigun. Here I'm dropping proximity mines. I almost forgot that I do have proximity mines. You got mortars. This has about everything you would want except the homing missiles. So yeah, the offense is an 8. The defense, well, that is a 0. This has the defense of a supercar, so that's not good. For everything it has offensively, it lacks completely in defense. And for the grinder's worth, I'm going to give it a 4, and that's a generous. It's probably really a 3. It's probably a 2 or a 3, honestly. If this vehicle had any type of defense whatsoever, I'm not saying it needs to be a Kuruma bullet resistant, but just provide a little bit of protection from bullets. At least take 1 or 2 missiles, some type of defense at all. This vehicle would, yeah, this would be a good vehicle to grind in. You could do missions with this, and you still could do missions, but you just might not be as successful or as efficient. But yeah, this car is mainly for beginners. If it's your first weaponized vehicle, I get that. This vehicle is for people that are level 30 and lower. If you're above a level 30, you got no business really using this at all, other than the fact that you like muscle cars. So yeah, anyway, overall, if you're a beginner, I get it, go ahead, buy it. But if you're not, no, what the hell are you doing? So no, this car, this week is a nay. Overall, this car is a nay. I like it, it's sharp, but it's a nay. Alright guys, that's it for this week. Yay or nay? Check back tomorrow for another GTA video. See you then.